Hi guys, in this video we are going to refer to information we covered in our previous video, Operating Modes in Loxone Config, How-To Guide. So if you haven't seen it, have a quick look now so you understand the basics for this video. Loxone Config has a feature that allows you to record the activity of certain function blocks over the period of a week. You can then replay this recorded activity using a specific operating mode called Present Simulation. The first step is to decide which blocks you want to activate the present simulation for. The idea of this feature is to make it look like you are still at home when you are not, as a burglar deterrent. Therefore, it makes sense to only add present simulation to blocks that have visual effects, such as the lighting controller or blind control blocks. Let's imagine we have a 4-bed house. In our example, we are going to enable the present simulation in the rooms that are facing the street, so our living room lighting controller and the main bedroom lighting controller, as well as perhaps a bathroom light. We will also enable it in the automatic blinds blocks for the living room and bedroom. You can choose to add it to many other blocks, but you might not want to for the garage door if you are going away on holiday. To enable the present simulation, click on the block you have chosen to use and look in the properties of the block. In the section that says Logging Mail Call Track, you will see a tick box that says Use in Present Simulation. Once you have ticked this box and saved in the mini-server, the activity will start to be recorded. You need to make sure that you don't reboot the mini-server for at least 24 hours, either by saving to the mini-server or by a power cut. After 24 hours, a file will be saved that can then be replayed. We recommend waiting a week before replaying for a more realistic recording, as the last week will then be replayed when you activate the present simulation. To activate the recording, you can simply manually control the operating mode as we did before with our away mode. So go to the operating mode section in the periphery tree and drag the operating mode that is already labelled in there called present simulation onto the page we have labelled as central. This operating mode is added by default in all Loxone configurations. So we drag it onto the page. And then you simply add a push button in and you can call it replay past week, for example. So we add our push button in, connect it to our present simulation and call it replay last week. You can make it a favorite as well, so it shows up on the first page of the Loxone app. When this push button is active, the previous week's recorded activity will be replayed until the push button is turned off again. The week is rolling, so the recorded file is rewritten every week. You could add the present simulation mode to the same button as your away mode, so the heating and the last week is replayed with a single click. You can go a step further and say that when there has been no activity in the house for a certain amount of time, you activate these modes straight away. We will cover this in an upcoming video on automation over control. So this is a really simple feature to add to key rooms to provide an extra dose of security.